What's up, everybody? The Jack Gym are back with a new series. Basically 45-minute short workout, something you can do if you're short on time but don't want to be short on muscle. Today we're going to be going through an upper body workout, bodybuilding style workout, something that is meant to grow muscle that you can do in just 45 minutes or less. We're going to run you guys through that, some talking points on also how to program some principles around keeping your workout short but efficient. Let's get to it. So the workout today is going to include something for basically everybody, upper body muscle. We're gonna have chest, some shoulders, back, arms, everything. Like I said, I want this to be a workout you guys can take and utilize and actually grow muscle if you're short on time. The first exercise we're gonna start off with is just a machine chest press. Now, everything here today is going to be 2 sets, some varying rep ranges. On this one in particular, I want you to do 8 to 12 reps. Not that you can't do something lower rep range, but when you're doing these shorter workouts, remember, you're going to be short on ability to warm up. So you don't want to try to hit 1 rep maxes where it takes you a long time to warm up. You need a lot of warm ups between exercises. So just 2 sets, 8 to 12 reps of something like a machine chest press that hits that mid, sternal portion of the chest. Take this all the way to failure. Everything to failure today, especially when you have less volume and less time, you better make those sets count. The second exercise you're gonna do is some sort of incline press machine, dumbbell, Smith machine, I don't care, something incline. We've obviously already hit more of like that sternal portion of the pec. Let's get something a little more clavicular fiber in nature. We're gonna go a little bit more down. You could sub this with something like a shoulder press. Now, as far as why this is in the particular order it is, the chest press is just gonna be a little bit nicer on the shoulders, get you warmed up, get you moving in the workout, and then into this incline press. Now that the shoulders already been juiced up a little bit, we can move into a variation that would be a little bit more vulnerable on the shoulders. And I wanted to, these types of exercises back to back, because now you don't need to warm up between, different muscle groups. Like the incline press is training something kind of similar. So you're just gonna need a lot less, warm up sets. And the name of the game here again is basically efficient sets. We don't be wasting tons of energy, tons of time. As far as warm-up sets are concerned, I would do 2, maybe 3 warm-ups, especially on the first exercise for a particular body part. And then maybe on something like the second move here, maybe just 2 warm-up sets. And if this is something you do regularly, you should have an idea of what weights you're gonna be hitting, so it keeps those warm-ups even more efficient. Now that chest and upper pecs are out of the way, we're gonna move on to some back moves. I like a 45-degree handle mid-row as your next option here. It's gonna train some lats, maybe a little bit of upper back. You can do like a cable row, something where you're rowing basically right through the middle of the body there. Now, as far as sets and reps here, two sets, 8 to 12 reps. This is the first exercise for this body part, so again, maybe 2 to 3 warm-up sets here. Another principle to think about when you guys are programming these like shorter workouts, choose exercises that are easy to set up, aren't plate hogs or plate eaters as we call them. Something like this leverage row here is not a light machine, which means Jack won't need to spend a ton of time warming up, ton of time racking and unracking weights. You guys want to keep it efficient, or heck, even like a selectorized machine, based workout. If you are someone who hates loading the machines on and off with plates, that will keep your workout more efficient as well, save a little bit of time. The next exercise is going to be a pull down variant for the lats. So something where those elbows are riding a little bit tighter to the body. I already in my pull days like to typically structure a row before a pull down. And so this is just another example of that. Now that the lats, getting a little bit of mid back are nice and kind of warmed up. Now you come on an exercise where you're really getting a good stretch in that muscle. 2 sets, 8 to 12 reps here. Make sure you take that to failure. Now this particular machine is one I normally like to do single arm, and another principle of short workouts is avoid single arm work. Try to keep it as bilateral, 2 arms, as much as possible, just to save you time. Now that we have pecs and upper pecs, lats, a little bit of upper back out of the way, we're gonna move on to our first superset of the workout, side delts and rear delts. Now you might say, Jack, why haven't you supersetted earlier in the workout? You're trying to save time. Personally, if you're trying to grow maximum muscle, I'm not a massive fan of supersetting, especially compound exercises. If you're gonna superset like an agonist, antagonist muscle group. I prefer to do them something that's a little bit easier to balance between exercises with and recover a little faster. So like a side delt and a rear delt motion, you can bounce pretty quickly between those two and not accumulate a lot of detriment on the next exercise from a overall fatigue perspective. But you try to superset a chest press in a row, you're definitely going to have a little bit of reduction in performance. And the name of the game is muscle growth. We definitely want to hit failure, but we do want to maintain performance as well. So on these, the rest periods are going to be non-existent between the sets. You're going to go right from a lateral raise right into a rear delt fly. I like to, if possible, when you're supersetting exercises, keep things in a condensed area, just to be respectful of the fact that most people train in commercial gyms. So you don't want to be doing like a lateral raise and then a rear delt fly all the way on the other side of the gym. Try to structure your workout and set it up so that the implements are close together, if not, like in this case, on the same implement, just to be respectful of the other gym members and save you time. Now that we have the shoulders, chest, back, everything's pumped up, nice and juicy, of course we got to finish off with a sick arm pump. So we're gonna do some bicep curls, superset with some tricep push downs here. 2 sets, 8 to 12 on the bicep curls, 2 sets, 10 to 15 reps on the tricep push downs. Take the curls to failure, go right into the tricep push downs to failure, rest about a minute, minute and a half, and then do your second round. Now, if you're someone who has a shoulders arms day, because you're doing something like a upper, lower, shoulders arms off, you could just take out these last 4 moves and then put in some sort of like an upper back row with a dip or a shoulder press motion. And if you have time, based on your speed of movement, you could maybe add 1 extra set to each of the initial 4 to 6 exercises there. And again, make sure these sets are all the way to failure. You have not a lot of sets to knock out for the biceps, triceps here, so you better take them hard to failure to get the most out of this workout. So that's a wrap on a quick and efficient 45-minute upper body workout for building some serious upper body mass. Remember, it's not the amount of work you do, but the intentionality and the effort of the work that you do. So make sure you take each of these sets to failure. Each exercise, again, 2 sets. The rep ranges are listed with the exercise. With those compound exercises, about a minute and a half between sets. And on these supersets, obviously no rest between the superset, minute and a half between supersets. If you guys do that workout intentionally with effort, we promise that you'll grow some solid muscle in a short, condensed period of time. Stay tuned for the next episode in this series.